So you mean to tell me this whole time I was not fucking audible? This is madness. Basically, what we just did was create the file, the project name, and get it going to get the project going. So this is one of the clients that we've had for a while. This is a retainer client. What I tell people all the time is that you don't need to be at your 9 to 5 busting your ass hard when you could realistically learn how to make content for establishments that don't know how to do it, right? All the businesses are looking for people to do their marketing, people to understand social media. People don't know how to work social media. So if you just gain the knowledge / skill of learning how to use a camera while also learning how to edit, because I think editing is one of the biggest things that differentiate people's content, then you're gonna be in a place where you have this skill that you can now monetize. And then on top of that, you can now start to create content packages that will then help you get out of this shit of a 9 to 5 job that you're in. So just now what we did was, we're gonna have to remove, what we did just now was add the content from this catering event that they had. And what I'm gonna do now is chop it up. So all of the things that I'm doing right now are just the rough chops. These are not like big things that you need to be concerned about or pressed about. This is simple chops to get an understanding of what went down at this specific moment, but it's not going to be queued up to any music or audio just yet. This is just getting a rough chop. So today I'm just going to show you how you can edit to get edit to a point where you can literally take this skill and monetize it and get a retainer anywhere from 1 to 3K if you're just starting out. And when you get really big, you can do like $70,000 contracts. Like if you follow me on YouTube, you've seen me do. So again, a skill that everyone should have, especially in this day and age, is that content is the fucking way, right? Everyone's looking to garnish the attention to get eyeballs onto their product, service, or business. If you are able to do that for them, they will pay you handsomely, right? And I'm not talking out my ass because of shit that I think of. No, this is something I do for a living, right? So, and you can too. And of course, Objective View drops tomorrow. And that is my community / course that basically tells you exactly how to do this step by step, from starting your business to executing on sales calls and getting and closing deals for large amounts. You'll probably close deals if you do everything I say. You'll probably close deals for contracts that are bigger than your current salary. And I'm not asking, right? And if you don't know anything about my story, I was at Coke for a year and 3 months, I believe. And I always dreamed of having a YouTube channel that paid me for making content for restaurants, until I met a group of content creators that I think were making around like 8 to 10K a month off of using their large following to push people's content or restaurant content. So me and them met, and they explained to me the blueprint. And what I saw was like, there are massive gaps in what you're doing to where you can get 10 times what you're making right now if you just position it different. And so what did I do? I then got on my high horse to say, you know what? This is a faster way to get to where I want to go. And maybe making content like making this foodie content isn't going to get me the revenue. I like the idea, I like food, but it's not going to get me the revenue I'm looking for. So let me take it up a step and turn myself into a content agency. And then off of your contracts that you get and the clients that you get, you can then up the amount to where you now can pay people to do the work that you no longer need to be doing because you need to be focused on growing your business. So that's exactly what I did. And I left Coke and I was still really heavily distracted in the day to day because Coke was tough, bro. I was one of those merchandise people, right? That was fucking putting up Coke on the shelf. What the fuck am I doing? You see, this is what I'm talking about. I'm new to this shit. So y'all gotta bear with me. Right? Bear with me. I should have been showing y'all what I was doing. So here we just chopped up. As you can see, we were chopping up the content, rough chopping like I was saying before. But I was one of those dudes who was putting up content or putting up bottles on the shelf. Not the most luxurious job. And I had come from a luxurious job background because I had a job that was having me fly all over the place, right? Every 2-3 days, I'm on a plane, different state, different arena, good times, new hotels, all sorts of shit was going down. And that was my first job out of college. But then tried entrepreneurship. And I didn't fail. I learned a lot of lessons that year, but I needed income bad. So I signed up for Coke, thinking that I was going to go into Coke and go fucking like rise up in the ranks. Once I realized I couldn't do that, right? I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I need to just get the bread that I need to fund my life and get the fuck up out of here. You feel me? And so that's exactly what the fuck happened. But it took 1.5 years because I was distracting myself, playing video games, talking to women, going out, partying sometimes, because I was soothing the pain of putting a fucking Coke on the shelf, bro. That shit is daunting, bro. Every single day, you wake up at like 4 o'clock in the morning. I lived in Connecticut at the time, and the job was in Boston. Every day, I'm driving 1.5 hours, 2 hours, depending on where they sent you, because they would send you all over the fucking map, right? To do this shit, and that shit pained me, bro. Pained me. I was so sick and tired of doing that shit. So when I met these people that gave me the blueprint on the way out, like how to get out, I ran with that bitch and didn't stop. I didn't give a fuck. So worked, did what I had to do to get out of there. Finally got out because I stopped my distractions. And it's always a blessing. You always got to look for the blessing in the hardship that you're going through, right? So in my instance, I was at Coke, and in one of the shifts, there was this old dude who was just in my way, and it was a long day. Like, I was tired. I was like, yo, why are these people in my fucking way? Because I'm pulling that fucking cart thing, right? And he's just there in my fucking way. And I'm like, bro, like, get out of my way, please. You feel me? Didn't get out of the fucking way, bro. And just started talking to me. We had a good conversation. He's talking about like stocks and investing. But of course, my brain's not there, bro. I wasn't making enough money to really invest in any sort of stock or shit that he was talking about. But the stocks he was talking about was Coca-Cola. So I gave it a year. Then he brought up like Pepsi and whatnot. And, you know, Pepsi is Coca-Cola's rivals. But he was breaking it down to show me that they're not direct rivals in the way that you would think, because while Coca-Cola sells majority bottles and stuff like that, Pepsi, on the other hand, is selling their Frito-Lay. So their chips, their Lay's chips, are what brings the driving force of revenue in their business that keeps up with Coca-Cola in certain aspects. So I'm giving him an ear out. I'm speaking back because I'm trying to be polite and not give out this energy of just anger because of my own fucking problem of being at Coke. I just listen. And we had good conversation because I put my 1s and 2s in there, right? Because you got to be able to speak to people. And so I spoke and had that conversation with him. And he then says, you're the type of kid or type of guy that I would share a drink with in my backyard. I was like, well, that's interesting, because I just met him, so I didn't really want to get too deep into that conversation, but he was pretty cool with it. And he gave me his number, and he said, let's chat, and I'll give you a buzz one day, and we can maybe link up and chat some more, in depth. So I want to say like a week or 2 went by, and he gave me a text message, And he said, let's link or whatever. And so we did. And we went to a Panera. And we've been meeting at that Panera for almost 4 years now, right? And that solely became my mentor. And that was the story, that was the part, that was the lesson of that story, is that you never know what your hardship is gonna bring you. So the same guy that was in my way at my fucking coke job then is the same person who helps me get out of the coke job by giving me little business tips, because he himself is a business owner and has been a business owner all his fucking life since he was my age. And I wouldn't have known that if I was just an asshole and didn't fucking speak to him when he was in the way while I was trying to work. So I allowed, I sat there and we had conversation in the aisle, and I disregarded my job really for that hour that me and him were talking. And the good conversation seeded something that it would be life-changing. And so fast forward into the times where I got the information from the people at the big influencers that I met with the big following that gave me the blueprint. I now had the blueprint, but I didn't really understand why the shit wasn't panning out or where to start, because again, I was just a 9-to-5 guy who thought I was gonna get a big job. That was the fucking narrative I was told, right? Get a big job, follow the fucking career path that you choose, and then somehow it'll fucking pan out. Got that information now, I wanted to execute, right? I realized there was money out there. So what I did was I started to go a little bit more business mind, right? Get more business minded behind what I'm doing. And what that allowed me to do is see a vision on where I'm going and how I'm gonna execute it, even though my reality didn't catch up just yet. And so one day I get off the job from Coke, and what ended up happening was kind of nuts. I'm sitting there turning on my Xbox to fucking play Warzone or some shit to get the feeling of just like desperation, or like Coke was a drag, bro. That shit was killer. So I'm trying to play some fucking Xbox to relax after I came back from the gym, and I get a phone call from my mentor. Kat said, "You're distracted." I was like, what? Kat hung up the phone. What the fuck do you mean I'm distracted? So what I did was turn off the Xbox. I probably played another 1 or 2 games, right? Turned off the Xbox, wrote on a piece of paper all the things that could possibly be distracting me. Women, Instagram, going out to soothe the pain, video games. All of these things were things that contributed to me being distracted. And what that allowed me to see was all of the things that were stopping the vision that I wanted to come into fruition from happening. It allowed me to see my pitfalls, allowed me to see the issues that was going on in my day to day. And from there, the next morning, bro, I kid you not, I sold my Xbox. I told the guys on the Xbox, like, yo, this is my last time playing with y'all. Ended up getting off the Xbox and sold it the next morning. Told my lady, like, yo, this is not really gonna work out, so I could focus fully on business. Had a dog, sold the dog. I brought it to a fucking a shelter, gave the dog up. Because the dog, again, while the dog is a lovely thing, it is a distraction, because you're not going to be focused on the things that are going to get you out of the position that you want to be in, or that you want to be out of. I think there's another SD card with more footage. Oh, fuck. So I end up leaving. I end up giving all of these things that I had away, done with. Don't want to deal with it. Got rid of all the distractions. Right? And then I got rid of the distractions sometimes maybe somewhere in like September. And then I made the business in my car, bro. I'm literally in my car. How do I get back? I'm literally in my car on my computer every single day, writing up business shit, figuring out how I'm going to make this shit work. Got all this shit together. right? Like the business files, made the business bank account. Very simple to do. Organize the fucking business. I'm telling you again, very simple to do. And what that allowed me to do is create the structure. Once the structure was created, I could then take everything that I'm learning or that I had learned from the blueprint and put it in. And now that I have no distractions, I can fully focus on this vision. I think I made that business 2022 in October on the 28th. 28 days, literally 28 days after that, I quit my job because I had basically 3x my income the first week, 10x it the second week. And so this is what I'm trying to tell you. And while I figure out how to get this other footage over, this is what I'm trying to explain to you. The life that you want to live is very possible. It is there for you. But you have to be able to get rid of the distractions that you have and step into the vision that you say you want for your life. And I don't know what that looks like for you. You are the only person that can tell me or tell anybody what that looks like for you. But you have to get into this mindset of knowing that, okay, cool, to get where I want to be, I got to start sacrificing shit. And the sacrifice was literally Xbox, dog, women, going out, talking to friends that I didn't need to. You have to step into this new life that you're asking to have, and the vision will play out how it needs to. Is this what I need? This is not what the fuck I need. Right, so, and this is the hard part about making the content is sometimes you're gonna have to plug up more than one SD card to get the thing you need. And sometimes you're gonna have to do it over and over and over until you find what the fuck you're looking for. Part of the business. Is this it? This is not it. Let's get rid of that. Cool, so that's not it either. I have a feeling it might be one of these two. So I quit my job 28 days after I established the business. I want you to understand, like, that's one of the biggest accomplishments in my life thus far. And I'm only 27 years old. I started that business when I was 24. And so imagine you go from a kid who's making roughly $3,000 a month to someone making 30,000 plus to start. And this is like immediate. This wasn't like over time I get there. No. This was like as soon as I got to quitting Coke and put my vision to what I know I could receive back, I gained what I asked for. Which is the craziest thing to me. When you start to get rid of your fucking distractions and go after what you want hardcore, you're gonna get what you want, right? Every single fucking time, but you have to be laser focused, almost as if it's oxygen. So you see how he called me? He was like, yo, you're distracted. And the first thing I did was pick up pen and paper and write down all my distractions, then I got rid of it. That's the sort of dedication you have to have towards your dreams and the goals, or to getting into an escape plan, because later on, this is now what, 3 years later, I realized some other shit that I talk about a lot that I'll get to at some point. But let me grab this fucking SD card from my bag. All right, here's another one. Let's see if it's this one. Certainly is. Knew it. Is it one? Yeah. So the ideal was that after the 28 days had gone by, I had grossed so much money, and I have one of my buddies named Martel. Me and him were starting new ventures at the same time and kind of just speaking about the ups and downs of it all, right? And so here is what I just did, just so that you know. I have the extra footage that I had in a separate SD card. I'm gonna take one of these. I'm gonna copy it by pressing Command C. Copy it, because what it does is it copies the configuration of it. I'm gonna go over to Edit. I'm going to paste the effects, and now they are all in the right configuration, as you can see. So I spoke to my buddy Martel, and I'm telling him like, yo, bro, I'm quitting as soon as I get a client, bro. I'm gonna quit. So I get one client. Mind you, I'm still putting up coke on the shelf. And I'm telling him like, bro, I'm about to quit. I'm about to quit as soon as I get one client. I get one client. I called him. He's like, bro, are you gonna quit? I'm like, yo, nah, let me get one more. Let me get one more. You know, it's that cold feet you get when you say you're gonna do some shit, you do it. And then it's like, fuck, this is kind of too bold. But I was fearful, right? So I said, you know what? Fuck it. No, I'm gonna stay and I'm gonna wait until I have 3 clients instead of 1. Because then I know if I can close, I knew my package structure. Right, so I knew I had a package structure of, I want to say 1500 or 1750 was my first off package, and this is per month for 12 months, bro. So imagine I have 1750 per month for 12 months. Then my next package, I believe, was 3500 or 3750. And that was also per month for 12 months. Then after that, it was $5,000 per month for 12 months. And so these are agreements that clients would lock into for a year. And so when I get one, the funny thing is that when I first started, I was like, okay, bro, if all I need is one client to sign on for $5,000 and now I'm done, I basically just replaced coke times 2, because coke was only paying me like 42 grand a year, bro. So I end up getting 3 clients. I think one signed on at 1750, another one signed on at 3750, and another one signed on at like 1500, because we did like a probationary thing where let's see how it goes for 90 days and then we'll sign on for the 3750, right? And the crazy shit was, that's how I quit coke, bro. That was the first fucking week. This wasn't like, oh, it took ages and months. No, it literally just took a month, 28 days of me locking in and saying, yo, I'm going to do this shit until it fucking works. And so I get those 3 clients, and bro, I feel like I'm balling, bro. I feel like I'm balling. Imagine you go from like 3,000 a month to, what the fuck? Get my shit. But basically 3,500 plus 1,700 plus 1,500 for 90 days. And then it went up to 3,750. So I almost made like 10 grand that first week, a little under that, whatever the fuck the math is. But I do that, right? And that's the first week. And again, the reason why I say first week is because it didn't stop, bro. After that first week, dog, the next week came. I signed another 4 or 5 clients. Bro, now I'm on hiatus because I'm thinking like, yeah, I'm rich. Gotta be. I'm rich as fuck, nigga. Nobody could talk to me. I mean, first of all, nobody could talk to me in the first place. But I'm thinking like, yeah, I'm rich. I got all this bread. And so now I'm looking to find people to help me build this shit out. And that's where the real fun starts, is when you jump into business fresh, right? You don't know shit. All that fucking got you to where you were was your willpower and your ability to not give up. Because to get those clients, bro, it's not like, oh, you sit around and just chill. No. You go through fire and hot water for that shit. This is not some play thing where you could just build back and not give a fuck about nothing. No, dog. You have to put your fucking foot on the ground and actually talk to owners as if you're already in the position of a business owner. To strategically place yourself as an agency when it's only you. That's why you can't afford to have any fucking distractions. Because if you don't present yourself like being the part, you're not gonna get to what that can give you, or the fucking rewards of having that part. Like, it doesn't work that way. You have to show up. Right? And meantime, I'm still fucking going to the gym. I'm still doing all the things I need to. I'm finally out of coke. And so now I'm hustler man, my nigga. Like, I'm going. Some days I would have double shoots and shit, like shoots back to back. I didn't give a fuck, because anything was better than slaving away, putting coke on the shelf. I'm trying to tell you, bro. My entire life, I would have never thought I would be putting fucking coke on the shelf, but it's a humbling feeling when you get on the other side, because if you didn't understand what the fuck that felt like, you wouldn't appreciate what you got now, right? So, I always implore people, like, all it takes is the ability to be tired of where you're currently at and jump into where you want to be without any regret or any of this holding back that we do, whether it be parent driven or whatever the case may be. Do not hold yourself back from going after what the fuck you want, because if you don't, you're going to continue in your goddamn job unsatisfied, not happy, underpaid at that, in a fucking world that's getting expensive, more expensive. Your bills need to be paid. The world's not stopping for anybody. I think these are the fucking the owners. This is a bar mitzvah, I think. And so these are the parents to the child that you must, especially if they are big clients for my client. So the world's not stopping for anybody. So your dreams can't stop, bro. I'm tell you, don't get it fucked up. Your dreams cannot just be on the back burner to the job that you hate. That is not how this shit works, bro. At all. Be convicted, right? So figure out what you want to do with business. And like I said, myself, I'm the one who teaches content and how to build a content agency. Listen, at top, I had about 10 people under me, bro. And mind you, this idea came from scratch. This is not some shit that was like, oh, here's the play. No, this was me on months, if not years on years, just to learn how to edit, all self-taught. Learn how to use the camera, all self-taught, right? How could you ever expect to jump into a business and not know what the fuck you're doing on both ends, right? You have to know how to do this shit right here with the camera, but you also then need to know how to edit. Right, so from scratch, learned all of the skills required, and then took that skill, met some people because I knew there was a fucking way out, learned a blueprint that they didn't fully execute on, and then executed it for myself, right? So you can do it, and that's why I try to tell people as much as possible, bro. Content is the way. There's $265 billion by 2030 going to be pushed into the content space, bro, if not more. Right? So why are you holding back? You have gifts, you got talents, you have the ability to do more than you could ever imagine. But you have to take the first step in doing it, because it doesn't just come. And when you try to get clients, especially, like, imagine this is another creator, right? Whoever's taking this photo right here in this video that I'm shooting, this is a creator. I think this is the photographer. She decided one day, because I believe I spoke to her for 2 seconds. She does this full time. He is a full-time DJ. Imagine they are taking full-on initiative to bring their talents or their gifts or the way that they want to make money to life, but no one's going to do it for them but you. Like, you are the only person that's going to do it for yourself. So I want you to understand, there's so much money in this shit if you learn how to edit. Even if you're a beginner, bro, people pay you simply because you have the skill. These old folk, like even this video right here, we're gonna edit. The edits are gonna come out great, right? They don't really give a fuck about how great the editing is, because at this rate in time, the camera, the setup, get this shit back on me. The camera, the setup, the quality is pretty much the same through and through. Right? But no one's taking the step to show them that this is a possibility. that you know how to work the camera, or you know how to bring life to an event, right? People have these big events, like this one right here, big event, like moments in time that people will never get back. And you are sitting on your ass, not executing on the content that you want to push, right? Or learning the skill of making content because of what fear or whatever the fuck you got going on. When you could be going out approaching people that don't know how to even make a video, much less what the fuck social media is, present them with some sort of package, and then they pay you month over month, and then you do that maybe 4 or 5 times. Now you've tripled your fucking income. Bro, I'm trying to tell you, this income that you have right now, I don't even care. You could have a $200,000 income, right? Doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't touch what creators like myself are making. It just doesn't. And why? Because you're not monetizing your skills. You're going to a job that has a ceiling or a cap on the amount of money that you're making. If you want to step into a lane where you're making some real cash flow, you need to be able to have the skills, one, but identify the fact that there's a market for you. And content is the fucking way. I'm not fucking around here. Let me show you one of the starter cameras I tell all my students to get. You get this Osmo right here. Like, I'm shooting on an Osmo right now, streaming with an Osmo. You get an Osmo, right? Comes in a thing like this. You get a mic. I have a few of them here. You get a mic right here. This is for more advanced shit like a receiver and whatnot, but you get a mic. You clip this on to people. You can start doing videos for people tomorrow, right? This comes in a bag. You get a fucking simple tripod. Hold on. Simple tripod, right? Quick, fast, throw this shit on, whatever. And while, yes, when you start to jump into bigger contracts, like the $10,000 a month contracts, the $15,000 a month contracts, can you make this work? Of course you can. Once you're a seasoned veteran in the content space, listen, I've been in content for about 8 years, right? And so once you're in 8, 9 years, once you start getting proficient within the space, shit like this can be used to make anything. Bro, I can make the Osmo look amazing, right? But for you who's just beginning, this is a great beginner camera. That stand is a great beginner tripod. You got a high quality mic, and now you're more versatile because now you can do talking heads. You can do, you can help people in different ways, give their brand a story, right? And that's more so the marketing that you want to learn. But again, there are people like myself, like tomorrow, Objective U drops, the course in the community drop together to show you not only how to make money from content that you want to produce, but also how to configure your mind into the right spaces so that you can garnish the money that you're looking for. Because you can't just walk up willy-nilly and say like, hey, I'm gonna shoot on this camera and this is that. No. There is a system, there is a structure that you have to operate in to get these type of deals done. But very fucking possible once you follow and have a blueprint like myself. I needed the blueprint, right? I had the idea, I knew the money was out there, but I needed the blueprint. Someone had to show me, someone has to show you, right, what to do. And it's not that you're dumb, it's that you just don't know what you don't know, and that's okay. Again, if you want to fucking join Objective View, the waiting list is still in the bio and it will be dropping live tomorrow. So let's get back to editing this video here. So again, it doesn't take too much to really figure out how to get into the content space. A lot of it, like I said before, is that you just need to know what you don't know right now. And some of these things like this right here, like what parts of the video will pop the most, this is where the director mind starts to come into play, but you get it over time. You'll get it over time, but again, it's very real, bro. I want you to understand that your dreams are real as fuck. And so with this, let's we're gonna start with this because it's about catering. We might put a title up there. I'm gonna put, I think this is the next. We're gonna put some action. So what I'm doing right now is putting the footage in I'm putting the footage in order to make this thing pop, because editing, again, is the thing that makes videos pop. Nothing else but editing, right? So your footage can look phenomenal, but if you don't know how to edit, you don't know how to evoke a feeling or master marketing. So I'm thinking this shows that it's a catering event. This then shows that they walk out, and immediately after that, we're gonna put this. Again, this is not polished, this is just rough chop. So we're gonna do that. They walk out there. And again, my style of editing is in scenes. I don't do the crazy ass transitions. I do the quick scenes. You have a close-up, you have a far range, and you have a mid-range shot to more lean towards the cinematic style of shooting. And you'll figure out what your style is. And it doesn't really matter what your style is as long as you can talk to it. Like, can you explain to a client what exactly your video showcases and how it may be different? Your shit's not going to be better, it's going to be different. You're going up against people who have been in the game for years on years on years. The ability to explain to people the difference between the two, not that one's better, but the difference. And if it caters to them better than the competition that may have approached them, you're in a good spot, right? And even if it doesn't, that's fine. There's a bazillion businesses. I think one of the biggest scams is that you're being told that there's not enough room for everybody. Bro, there's more room than you could ever fucking imagine, especially right now. The world is lazy. The world is going fucking mad right now. You think shit is fucked up, bro? Shit's so fucked up that people don't even want to jump into business, therefore getting clients, getting the business that you really want 10 times easier. All right, so I'm not gonna show that. That's the back of the house. We'll get rid of that. Her walking. We'll show the bar mitzvah a bit now. Maybe just a tease of that real quick. Good, get that out of the way. Little bartending. That was like a mocktail station. Don't need the ice being there. We probably just need the pouring because it's more so about the catering. Yeah, not really about, even though this is a part of their catering service, we don't really want to see the fucking drinks now, do we? No. But yeah, the world is so fucking soft. People don't know what they're doing. They also are fucking in skepticism because they've been told what to do. They realize it's wrong, but they really don't want to get out of the system because they realize to jump into a new system of thinking or way of thinking is pretty hard, right? Jumping into business isn't just like, oh, I'm going to jump into business and now it's all hunky-dory. No, shit takes time for you to understand different tactics and different ways to get people to sign on with you. The verbiage, the the skill and how to accurately fucking package it so that people buy from you. All of these things have to be learned before you jump into, like, even for me, I'm new to the streaming shit, right? Very new. But I make videos for a living. Like, how fucking hard could it possibly be to jump on camera and start doing the shit that you want to do? And that's kind of the mindset, or do the shit that you already do. That's kind of the mindset that you have to have. You have to know that while shit may be new, why the fuck not? You feel me? Like, why wouldn't I at least try? It doesn't make any sense. You have to at least try before you count yourself out. Because I bet you if you were to try, you'd start to understand that 99% of the fucking population are not trying, which then does what? Leave the take take the winnings. Like, you can take everything that you're looking for and get it because no one's fucking doing it. And even if they are doing it, you bring a specific style with everything you do. It's not just, oh, you're gonna start streaming, and because the streaming community is already going and going, that you're not gonna have your shine. No, you bring a specific style, a specific energy, a specific way of doing things to everything that you do. It's not just one thing, it's everything you do has a specific touch of you, a signature almost. And if you can get an understanding of that's how the world works, and that's what you need to kind of embody your own specific style and learn it, you will get everything that you're looking to get in this realm. The same shit that I was telling you about Coke. Coke was fucking a pain in the fucking ass, right? But at the end of the day, I would speak to people like my mentor in the middle of the job, not because I'm just some Coke man. No, it's the person you are without the fucking badge. Who are you when they take off that Coke shirt? He clearly wanted to speak to me outside of, and had no business, bro. Had no business stopping and talking. Maybe he was just being kind, right? But had no business really talking to me about anything. Didn't ask about it, didn't really care at the time. And he didn't have to care either. But because the way I engaged him was probably different than what he was expecting, we stood there for 45 minutes straight, talking, right? And because I was eager to at least hear him out, I got the opportunity to now have someone who I can call on at any time to help me with any of the things I need in business. I had no clue this dude was a fucking business guy, and not a small fish either, right? Big fry business guy, right? No clue. But you learn as you go, and that's why you can't take these moments for fucking granted when they come. Because I also was looking for a mentor at the time, just didn't know where or how it would pop up, and I was already a little discouraged about working at Coke because Coke was exactly what the fuck I said Coke was. So yeah, understand that what you want is real. And these are shallow edits. Listen, this is what I'm trying to tell you. There's so shallow edits that you shouldn't even complain. Listen, I want to say, how many people did I have? I had like 15 people that all just wanted these shallow edits, right? Because of course you have the big clients that want like the big crazy production shit, flying in the air, drones, blah, 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 blah. But when it comes to the smaller, more intimate clients that really just want to showcase that they are within the platform of, that they are on social media platforms, bro, this is all it takes. And you just need to make sure that you are willing to understand what you're asking for when you ask for it. And when I say asking, willing to ask for, is how much are you willing to price? And this is where, again, we'll talk about a lot of this stuff in Objective View, but this is where understanding your market, your niche, and how much you can charge, because this is a restaurant. This is not the same. I don't charge the same amount for them that I would my real estate clients. Very big difference. Real estate has way more cash to play with, more cash flow. Restaurant margins are lower. Like a crazy good restaurant is doing 30% profit margins, right? So you have to understand that people have made their business to get something out of it. And if you come in as marketing for content that they know is important, but they don't really see the value or the ROI, the return on investment, they're not really going to want to shut out any of that small amount of profit margin, right, to you, because they built a business that they want the profit from so that they can go do what the fuck they want to do. Fly, buy the nice car that they fucking always wanted, the house maybe, whatever the fuck case may be. You need to understand that you want to find a niche with a high profit margin so that you can ask for more, right? And as you start to build your portfolio and understand markets, you not only can ask for more, but you can start to diversify. So you can get these intimate clients where it's not so much strain on you or your team when you get the team that you're looking for, but now you're bringing in cash flow from places that if one sector goes down, you're good to go in another sector because they can hold you up, right? These things matter. When the government does the shit that they do, you will be prepared simply because you now have, that's bullshit, we don't need that. You now have diversified your fucking portfolio so much that even if they destroy one sector, right? Even if real estate goes down, you still have restaurants. If restaurants go down, you still have jewelry. If jewelry goes down, you still have tailors, like tailored suit people. I made sure that the fucking portfolio was so diversified that no matter what the fuck happened, I would be okay. And that's kind of where you have to start to, this is where mentors, communities, people like myself, the internet, when you start to look for the help that you need, but you can't really find people that are talking about it, because a lot of once you jump into this space and start making money from it, you're going to realize that the people that you speak to aren't really going to understand the shit that you're talking about, because now you're in the business world. You're in the world of making money. This is now about the money play. This is no longer about, we don't need these at the end, so fuck that. This is no longer about like cutesy shit, right? This is about now full on, we're here to make money. And we are here to execute and fulfill on the things that we said we were going to. So you have to, we probably don't need these kids either. So you have to get into that place of understanding like, yo, I have now the opportunity to grow in a space that I'm new to, but I now have this newfound skill. I need people around me to speak to me about exactly what I'm doing so that I can not only grow my income, but fulfill whoever I sold my product to. It's such an interesting game when you start to play in the business world, because you're going to learn a lot. You're going to see a lot. You're going to realize that everybody in business is wearing a mask. I'm not going to go too deep in that, but you're going to learn things about yourself. You're going to learn things about other people. You're going to learn things about how systems work based upon your experience within business. So right now what I'm about to do is find a Spanish song, because the client is Peruvian. So we need to get some music going for this reel, but it has to be in their genre. So let's go here, Spanish music. And they're not too picky, but we do want it to make sense with that reel. It was a catering reel. What? Maybe we go.
Why are you in my house?
Nah, we're not gonna use burnout. I was about to. I might use that for something else, but certainly not this. Not this client. Let's see. And this is probably the most time-consuming piece. The reason why editing took so long just now is because I'm explaining to you exactly some stories and how the shit works. Usually that shit takes like 20, 30 minutes. But this here, finding the exact music to go with the fucking reel that you're making, is the most time-consuming thing, because you're looking for something that matches the vibe of the night, the vibe of what's being shown. You also have to fit within the genre of the restaurant. If you have a classic Italian restaurant, you can't go to fucking The Baby, right? That doesn't make any sense. You have to align the music with the fucking videos. That will help you stand out, because not only do you care about what you're putting, how the video comes out, but you're really taking the time to look at the fine details. And usually, again, what I would tell my students and what I'm telling you is that you need to tell your clientele to give you the music or the audio that they need so that you can skip this part, or your editors don't have to look for shit, right? That is a clause that you need at all times in your agreements, is that they will provide the audio so that you don't have to fucking look for it and spend the days of your life and waste time with your editors and end up inevitably paying them more because they're going to take longer with these projects. Have them always send you the audio. Shout out to Raf, because he would have been editing this, and he makes the shit come out phenomenal. But again, like I said before, he is away on a plane right now. So let's see. Let's find the fucking audio. Spanish. No, I just typed that in. Music. And you know what? Fuck that. Let's just go. Fuck it. Because they're big into the audio, but they're not picky to the point where it's like, yeah, fuck what your decision is. So, plus I've been working with them for 3 years, so it's not like I'm new to understanding what they're looking for. And that's the best thing with retainers. I know a lot of y'all think like, hey, why can't I just do freelancing? The best thing about retainers is that, one, you can charge more, and two, you can create a rapport that lasts, right? And when a rapport lasts, you're gonna get more out of the relationship as you go along. You're not only gonna understand the people you're serving, they're gonna understand you better, and the relationship can either bring energy to you as a content creator, content agency, or it will also bring in more revenue, because what can they do is that they can showcase your agency's work or your work if you're a solo creator, and they will then refer to you other people that will want your services. It's always, always, always imperative that you get referrals from clients that you're already working with. Let's see. No, that's not gonna work. You know what we can do? We're gonna go on social media and find it. Well, let's see here.
If you have an
No, too slow. So basically what I just did is go into the trending section of Instagram to find clips, to find audios. No, 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 no. That might fit the vibe, but it's not. It's no longer trending anymore. It's going down.
5. So
Let's see if there's anything better. If there's nothing better, I'm using that. Oh, it's the same song we just listened from Burna. No. 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 No.
it's a Friday feeling. We don't need a reason.
No.
you ain't got it.
Nothing. Oh, what's up? No. fuck it. We're using, where is it? Yep, we're gonna use that. So basically all you have to do is screen share or screen record the song. And then once it downloads, you can airdrop it to your computer, drag and drop into your editing software, line up the beats like we'll do in a second, and then you're pretty much done. Stabilize the whole fucking thing to make sure that it looks a bit more clean cut, more sharp, and then you're good to go. You send that shit, you put it in a drive like I'll show you after, and you'll be done. And that is literally all it takes to have a retainer client. You'll have a certain amount of reels that you have to do a month. Again, when you get to a place where you can hire people to do it so it frees up your time so that you can go out and look for more clients, that's how you build your business. But in the interim where you're just starting out, all you need to do is focus on your offering. And let me pop y'all back over here. Oh no, we're here already. Okay, great. All you have to do is focus on your offering and the fucking niche you're in, so you know how much to charge them. Because if you go into, let's say, a restaurant niche and you're like, we need, and again, these aren't like big fucking cheesecake factory contracts, right? This is not that. This is more of a small time inside mom and pop have 3 restaurant chain, or they have a restaurant chain of 3, and you're making content for them. If that's the case, understand the niche you're in. Don't ever play it small. And again, this is something I teach in Objective View, is that you need to understand anchoring, how to price the things that you're looking to get, and how to negotiate up, right? Get the price that you want or as close to it as possible. But you need to understand the niche so you don't go in there balls to the fucking wall talking about, yo, I want $10,000 from you a month, when they only really can afford 2,000 max, right? You have to understand the fucking people you're dealing with. And then as you get more seasoned and you start to understand, like, okay, this is the niche. They only can afford anywhere from 2,000 to 5,000 in this niche. Okay, great. I'm going to start at 5,000 and bring it down. If they say yes to the 5,000, great. If you get too many yeses to the 5,000, hey, then up it to 7, right? And just work your way. But again, not too much. I can't get out too much. Join Objective View, bro. Change your entire life. I'm giving you the exact blueprint that I've fucking worked off of for the last 3 years of my life, building a business, bro, that has changed the trajectory of my life in so many ways. And my first year, I think we did half a M, I want to say. And that's in 1 year of business, bro. Imagine. I'm trying to tell you, you can change your life, bro. It's just that you have to do the hard work that it takes. So right now what I'm doing is connecting the we might have to. I'm connecting the music to the clips. Yeah, and so all this is I'm finding the beat drops and making sure that the clips change on the beat drop. And what you really want to do is, as you create the content, you want the things to be moving at a pace. Let's take that away. Moving at a, you want whatever the subject is in the video to be moving. Always go for the motion shots. So you see how she takes the corn there, instead of me like before. Let me see if it's still there. It's before. Fuck no. I'll show you in another one. But basically, she's in motion. Yeah, you might be able to hear that. Let's go down. Let's take that out there. All your shots should be in motion realistically. And this is what? Where are we at? 3 seconds. Great. Chop this shit up. It'll be 15, 20 seconds more, so 20, maybe 22 seconds. The longest. Yeah, we might run out of music, but then you just start cutting out the irrelevant clips. Right, so you see it starts to come together. And let's reverse this clip. Again, small edits don't need to be anything crazy, right? Nothing extra, over the top. Get people talking. Let's see, add the human element, slow this shit down just a bit. Great. Her pouring. Might slow this down. Give it a little effect there. Yep. Perfect. That works. Yep. Click there. Perfect. Another click there. Let's get. Good. Yeah. Let's get the reverse here. We want that. Slow this down a bit. Yeah, and let's also reverse the clip. Yep. We want that. Yeah. Let's hope this goes outside. Don't want that. We also don't want that. Let's get you closing it if he does. Yeah. Perfect. And we're at 9 seconds. You want to see how this shit looking real quick? Let's see. And again, the emphasis on this was that it's a catering event, and they're trying to showcase the fact that they cater events. And so they're going to take this reel, they're going to post it, and then that's it. So again, small edits, but this is the same edits that will put more money in your pockets than you could ever fucking imagine right now. So I want you to actually think about, could you do this? I think my first hire was 6 months in, maybe a little 6 months in, yeah. Could you do this on a day-to-day basis to start out until you had enough money to hire somebody? And sometimes it's not gonna be your end all be all in the beginning. Like when I say end all be all, I mean, you're not just gonna hire somebody and then just be done editing. No, you're still gonna have to be in the field and doing some sort of work. But I'm sure doing this is 10 times better than what you're currently doing. Because you're also going to learn how to market yourself while you market other people. What works, what doesn't work, where are trends going, right? These are all of the things that are important in your personal branding as well that you're gonna get to learn. So like, listen, Objective View is there, bro. It's there. We took the last six to 9 months to really make sure this shit was top tier, had all the information you need. And of course, I post on YouTube every single day so that you can see not only how to make more money, but how to fix any sort of indiscrepancies or discrepancies in your personal life, like with yourself, so that you can make more money, right? Because all business is going to do is reveal to you. It's gonna reveal to you who the fuck you are, and if you ain't prepared for that, bro, you're in for a treat. So that's what I'm saying. If you are ready to actually take your life to the next level, bro, I'm telling you, just drop your fucking credentials into the waiting list, and we will see y'all tomorrow. But we're gonna continue editing this fucking video. You might fucking slow this one down. Yeah, slow that down. Put that there. Take that out, that's just rice. Let's see here. Put this here. And we might just take all of this out too, because I think that's a picture of, yep, that is a picture of them. So it would just make more sense to end it right there at 19 with them waving goodbye. Yep. Add that fade to black in, cut this off. Done there. Add the fade. And then the next thing you do, like we said before, is select all the clips, add a fucking stabilization onto it. Let's see here. Right. Let us see. All right, so it's still doing this thing. That'll stop moving and then we'll be done. So for now, let's just chat about some other stuff when it comes to content creation and getting to where you want to be. So I think the biggest takeaway is that you have to do things when you're not ready, right? With Coke, I wasn't necessarily ready to take on the responsibility of dealing with clients and all of this stuff, but I knew I was ready to get out of Coke. And so I would do whatever it fucking took to get out, right? You have to have that sort of mentality. It's like your reality sucks. You need to get out. You can get out, but what are you willing to do to get out? And I think the phone call that my mentor gave me actually was the thing that sparked my, you really want this as bad as you say you want it, right? Because when he called and he said like, yeah, you're distracted, the first thing that popped up in my brain was like, bro, do you really want this shit? Or are you just saying it? Like, are you going to be at Coke forever? Or are you just saying that you want to get out? Like, this was that pivotal moment to say like, bro, you need to move now. Don't ask questions. Don't think about it too much. Now is where you move. When you start to get into the spirit of understanding, okay, my spirit's no longer at the position that I'm in. You yourself identify that where you're at is not where you're supposed to be because your spirit is moved on from that place. Are you willing to give it your all to make sure that the time, either physical body catches up to your spirit, or are you going to quit because you're not ready? This is where you actually have to sit in the mirror and ask yourself like, yo, am I actually ready for this? And if I am, what am I willing to give up that I'm doing right now that's keeping me stuck? And if I am ready and everything I'm ready to give up is ready to go right now, why am I not jumping, right? Because you're never going to be ready. You're never going to be ready, right? To leave Coke was something that I wanted to do, I needed to do, but was I ready? Wouldn't say so. I wouldn't say I was ready. right? I knew I wanted to leave, but ready to jump into business full time? Then fucking no. And then you do it, and then you realize, okay, oh shit. The time is now. I have to do it. I'm gonna either sink or, like, I had an apartment, I had car, had things to pay for, all this shit. You're either going to sink or you're going to figure out how to swim. And a lot of people sink simply because they use the excuse of, I'm not ready. Get over yourself, right? But video's done, so let's jump back into video. So now we're just gonna proof it. So you see how that was a bit odd looking? We're gonna take these two and take them out of stabilization because it was fine how it was without it. Yeah, that's good. Ooh, that distorted. You see that jiggle there? You don't want that, so you retake that out. And that's really it. Now I don't necessarily like that. I don't like that at all. So we're going to figure out what works best, and we're going to take out this small one, or yeah, we're going to take this out and we're going to make this a bit longer. Nice. They jiggle a bit, but can't tell. Again, and you know what you can do to kind of bypass that shot without the stabilization? Where is it? This one. You can just slow things down. That always works. You slow the shit down, cut it off at the right point. Right. Now it's less shaky. You can probably throw the stabilization back on it, to be honest. Let's see. No, you can't. Fucking lied. That's it. Done. Now you export this hoe and you send it to them, or you put it into the drive like I'm going to do, and then you're done. Again, this is how simple it is to create. Oh fuck, I don't have, let's just put it there. I don't have my hard drive plugged in. But this is how simple it is to fucking get to where you want to be with content. Find the fucking clients, make a retainer or an offer for them. They sign on, you execute and fulfill. Simple. That is it. No more, no less. Right? And I'm going to watch this shit one more time because, bro, what I'm telling you, when you're done and you drop everything in there and you forget it and you move on to your next task, you don't want to have somebody text you or call you saying that there is something fucked up. So we're going to watch that one more time. Fair, that can work. So again, we're gonna take this, we're gonna go to, let's see here, we're gonna go to our drive here. Can't show y'all all these fucking clients, so what, you could try to poach them? Fuck no. We're gonna go to Reels, and we're gonna drop this in here. So we're gonna go here. This is the one that we just did. We're gonna drop it in there. It's uploading here, as you can see. And that's pretty much it. We're done, right? How simple is that? You take, and imagine you're gonna do it in half the time that I did it, because you're not gonna have to be speaking and streaming at the same time. You can just do this in the comfort of wherever the fuck you're at. And what I love about content is that you can become location free by content. So imagine if you're in a city and you gather 5 clients, right? They pay you collectively 200 grand, right? You're making about 20 grand a month, maybe a little less, 18,000, $16,000 a month, doesn't fucking matter. You're making $16,000 a month as your own. You have 5 clients, you're doing anywhere from 5 to 10 reels per client. Great. You can be anywhere you have to be or anywhere you want to be as long as it's not a shoot date, right? So if you shoot once a month or twice a month, you take those shoot days and you put them right next to each other. Do 3 clients on maybe a Tuesday, do the other 2 clients on a Wednesday. Now you've got your content shoot for the month done. Now we can now fly and go wherever the fuck we want to go and come back in a month. You see what I'm saying? You have the flexibility, you have the money to do so. So you no longer have to be location like locked, like you're not gridlocked to where you're at. And that's what I love about the content creation space, is that you can make content a living, and now you're able to live out the dreams that you want to. Like, and you can edit on a plane, you can edit when you land, you can do whatever the fuck you want. There's no one breathing on your neck saying you have to do this shit. No, you know what you need to do. Make sure that you plot everything out. You have all the space to do so. Make sure you get all the things you need. Have a fucking hard drive box that keeps all of these things, like these SD cards, and I would show you, but it's way over there. So have something that holds all of these SD cards in, because this is your fucking life when you're making content on a fucking big camera. And then you're good to go. And again, in Objective View, we show you all the equipment. We show you everything you need to do, the sales scripts, every fucking thing that you want and need to create an agency or to brand yourself as a solopreneur, right? Or a brand, a personal brand. Those 2 things, content agency, personal branding, will take you far as fuck if you know what you're doing. And I have the blueprint. I am proof. Right? This is no flashy Lambo. This is no this. Although the money can afford it, you don't need to do that. This is just hard work, structured steps to get to an end goal, right? To get to where you want to be, dependent on where you want to be and how much money you want to make. The sky's the limit, bro. Brands come out every single day, right? And the best ones. Hey, we did liquor branding last year. Phenomenal time. Parties up the wazoo. You see what I'm saying? So now you're getting paid to do the things that you love. You're getting paid to come outside. You're getting paid to be seen. I have no more to say. Objective View drops tomorrow. The wait list is going to end tonight, and everything will go live tomorrow. So if you don't see the link in the bio right now, you're going to see it tomorrow with a different link, and it'll take you straight to Objective View to give you a bit more information on it, and then you can opt in or opt out. Hey, the choice is yours. Live the reality you want to live. I'm good. So that's that. I thank y'all for watching, and I will see y'all maybe tomorrow, maybe the next one. Who knows? But I'll see y'all. Have a good night.
Boy, Mr. Brown.